forgot to turn it on.
Hey, everybody. Unbelievable. Off to a great start again.
Happy Wednesday. Welcome to tonight's live stream.
Today's live stream, sun's still up.
Sun is still out. It's early for us because it's a day early, $1 short. Is that what they say? A day early, $1 short. Oh, and then there's a cat.
Nothing to do with dollars here at the Bourbon Van. Let's see what's going on.
I'm Julie.
Hi, I'm Phil. I even got the names backward today. Doing great. Let's get more of you on screen. There we go. Hey, everybody. Sorry for the runaround here. Wednesday's not our usual day, but it's the holidays. Everybody's super busy, right? Yep. Including us. And
got holiday parties going on.
Too many holiday parties going on. But we're here, and we're here to party with you guys. Because we're sneaking this in. Why not? Why can't we?
Yeah, we always
have time for hanging out.
Yeah.
Just want to say a quick hello to Marty from Whiskey Nose, Leslie and Rebel Lockett, Ruby Heart 921, Jeff Perkins, Teresa Martinez, DK Tucker. Great to see all of you here. Yes. And I've been busy pouring whiskeys. I have one for you, one for me.
If you could see our table right now, he had 4 on his side, and I had 1 empty glass and then 1 on my side.
I'm sharing.
You are sharing. Sharing is caring.
Okay. So we're going to start off tonight. We're basically here. Here's what we're doing. We are going to
having a whiskey, talking to some friends.
Exactly. We're going to do 1 hour countdown, and after an hour, we are going to pick a couple of winners for only $1. Every super chat that you contribute of $1, you will be entered to win one of 2 flights. These flights contain whiskeys from our Advent tournament, as well as a couple surprises from our collection here and there. So what we're going to do tonight is we've received some whiskeys from distilleries over the last month and a half.
Yep.
We're trying to put together our best of 2023 list.
I know. You have to give everybody a fair shot.
Everybody. Yeah. I don't want to leave any stone unturned.
Any bottle unopened.
Exactly. So tonight we happen to have 3 whiskeys from Texas. From distilleries that we have not really given a fair shake to yet. We haven't gotten into them yet. And the first one here is a cork pop, and I think we should start with that.
Yes, let's.
So we're gonna
and the conversation. Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't
doesn't
need to
matter.
See it.
Yeah.
Do we need to talk about it?
Let's bring it in. Let's bring it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we absolutely will. This is from Brothers Bond. This is MGP whiskey that I believe is aged in Texas, and this is their cask strength. Uncut, unfiltered, 114.08 proof. We actually tried. They have a 4-grain rye.
I was gonna say we just tried that one.
Yeah, we had that.
I remember taking a sip of it, going like, "I wish it was." I go, "Oh, I really like this. I wish it was like a few more proof points." And you're like, "But there's more."
Right. Well, that was a 95 proof rye, and this is a bourbon here. So considerably higher proof. We're excited to get into this.
Ready? Oh, that was really good.
Solid cork pop.
Really solid.
Everything shook. If you're looking like the camera was shaking, what are they doing? It's not just the camera. The entire house was shaking. It's not much of a house.
That was a good. It's barely standing. Let's be honest. Yeah.
A lot of folks showing up. Great to see everybody. David Woodruff, hello. Enjoying the Advent series. Me too, my friend. Me too. It has been all kinds of fun for us to experience all these whiskeys fully blind. It made it so much more fun for us, and we love it every year. But this year especially, it's been great.
I'm just checking my watch. It's day 13. I'm just trying to keep track
Just making sure
what day we were on here.
Let's set these cask strength whiskeys aside so that they can open up a little bit. Yeah. We have 2 others already poured, ready to go.
What do you remember what's in the glasses?
Sure do. Let's start with this one, the Julie pour glass.
Okay.
And this is another Texas whiskey. It's from our friends Still Austin. This is from their Bottled and Bound series. It's a seasonal whiskey release that they do. This is their high rye bourbon whiskey. So think fall, autumn.
Love it.
Yeah.
So cheers. Thanks for joining us today. For us, it's a real happy hour because it's an hour earlier than normal.
This is great. This is when happy hour is supposed to take place.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'll do all of this stuff later.
Ooh.
This is nice.
It's tasty. That one changes a lot.
Had a couple fruits and then a real dark vanilla, sugar,
Rich vanilla.
Ooh.
Yeah. Nice. It goes from vanilla frosting to vanilla bean.
Yeah.
The cat is over here just tearing a catnip banana to shreds.
Oh, good, because she's been very naughty.
She's been on one this afternoon. Yeah.
It's the first time that I was like, today, I think it's been almost a whole year since we adopted her. Today might be the first time where I'm like, maybe this wasn't a good idea.
You think can we return her?
I was like, wow, she's really in those teenage years. I don't know how it works with.
What are we talking? I was only joking. She came over here. She's just staring at me like, you wouldn't she?
So I'm going to talk about the admin tournament for a few minutes, for just a minute.
Yeah, I've got the scoreboards brought up here. I can tell you exactly how people are doing.
So I want to say sorry. When we finished and we went through everything, I was like, I don't stand a chance this year.
No, there was nothing. We had no idea exactly how this was going to go. But it was a crazy tournament, and it continues to be. And we won't get into it too much. We want to make sure no spoilers, intentionally or otherwise. We do want to just give a quick shout out to those of you who are in the lead for Julie's bracket. We have Evan Robinson running away with it, 38 points. Dudley with 36. And then a bunch of people tied with 34. We've got Darren Toy, Omar Mendoza, C2, Bill Becker, and that's it. Okay, good.
Well, that's it. No, that's pretty. So how many, if you got a perfect score so far?
I don't know. I'm not doing the math.
Oh, okay.
And for my bracket, Peach Coke in first place. Well, Peach Coke put this together. Even if he wins, he doesn't win. Yeah. So don't sweat that.
And we're not just being mean. Like, he actually said, like.
We agreed to it beforehand. Yeah. He just wanted to play along, and who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Behind him, three-way tie for first place with 34 points. Dan, Marty from Whiskey Nose, and Tom Eigel. And then behind that, three people with 32 points. Troy from Baker Drinks. Baker Drinks having a great tournament.
Great tournament. I see their names all over the place. Yeah.
Annalisa Diaz and Wendy Becker. Becker's both having a great tournament as well.
They playing it coy. Like, they're like, we've been busy. And
we've been busy.
They're like really tracking. I love it.
Yeah. So if you haven't looked at where you're at on the leaderboard, you can go to thebourbonvan.com and then click on either one of our brackets and then click predictions ranking and then click as many pages as it takes to find your name. Hopefully you're near the top.
We did have, we had two people reach out to us. One was here over the weekend visiting, and I think she said that she was like on page 5.
Honestly, there's 17 pages. Yeah. Page 5 is not bad.
And then I had another person text that said they were in third to last and asked if they got a prize for that. Like third to last overall. And I was like,
you know what though? Every round goes up a little bit. So points are worth, matchups are worth more points every single round. And so maybe there's a couple of you that are out of it, but not everybody. Certainly there's a lot can change. So hang in there. And again, a lot of you keep saying this in the comments on the videos, and we appreciate it so much that you're just enjoying it, even though you don't have a chance of winning.
Yeah,
means the world to us. So keep on coming back because there's more surprises coming and a lot more fun. Honestly,
I know.
I've been chuckling a lot as I'm editing now.
Good. I'm glad. I'm good. I'm glad.
So this whiskey, I just want to say, the nose is unreal. There's so much flavor on this, just on the aroma. Can you say that? Flavor on the aroma? It's just a big aroma.
I think you can.
A lot to parse. I think that there's a little bit of spice, which is, you think that that's going to be overwhelming. And then it settles into a nice sweetness. There is a little bit of that Texas funk that I think comes through a lot more on the tail end of the palate because probably 4 years of aging. I think this might be the oldest aged Texas whiskey that we own.
We always say 2 years in Texas is like 4 years everywhere else.
Right.
Got that heat.
Ogre Lounge in the house today. Great to see you all. Ruby says she thinks that today would be a perfect score of 44. So a lot of people doing quite well. I think that's the bottom line.
Well, yeah, because I would say I had 36.
38 and 36.
38. Wow, somebody did really well.
Somebody's got 38, and I think the other one's got 34. But it's still it's solid. Solid performance. Yeah. And in the first round is always, it's a crapshoot. You never know how things are going to hit your palate. Now, of course, we're in the second, but it's as the third round hits, we get more and more excited about these whiskeys. Bless you. We get more and more excited about these whiskeys as we get deeper into the tournament because we find, and Frank has been commenting on each of these videos, hey, last year it was still Austin and Old 55.
Yeah.
I got those bottles. I love them. What's going to come through this year that's going to be the bottle that I need to have on my shelf?
Right.
As we're narrowing this down, you will see a couple of those things that we think are worthwhile.
Yeah.
That have those big flavors on them.
Yep. The first round is always so fun because you just gonna try new things and you don't know what you don't know what to expect. And the second round is always really interesting. And I think that happened this week where you'll get like four matchups where you're like, I love all of these. Or there's like a little palate fatigue. Like we talked about that. Like we remember getting a little palate fatigue on a few. And so
yesterday's video, I again, and I said it in the comments, I don't think it wasn't the whiskey's fault. It was our palates. That happens sometimes when you're tasting for 23 straight days. But we still, I think, gave each one a fair shake and still managed to pick the ones that we were happiest with. Yeah. Just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
What is this flavor? Do you know that? You know what it?
I haven't been drinking.
Do you remember the Voortman cookies? They were like wafers, like waffle wafer things with frosting in the middle. There was a vanilla chocolate and a strawberry one.
I don't
remember those wafer cookies.
Are they like 2 cookies in like a sandwich?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
And they were like, they were soft but crunchy.
Oh, I really don't know. Sorry.
This reminds me of the aftertaste from the vanilla Voortman wafer cookies.
Ah.
Wafer sandwich cookies.
Yeah. I wish I could relate, which is, I'm sure somebody can.
Anybody in the Midwest, Voortman cookies? No? Okay. Teresa, biggest flavor, the biggest little city in Reno. The biggest little whiskey was, that was an intense whiskey.
And it's day 13. I remember that was whiskey 13. So I was like, maybe it's lucky 13.
Oh boy, no.
Yeah.
No, we all.
So that would have been today's matchup.
It definitely wasn't.
We would have moved on, today, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I'd have to look at the video today, but yeah.
Do
you want me to show off something cute?
I'd love that, yeah.
Because everybody here loves the kitties.
Sure.
And Mavis got our very first Christmas present, not from us, but from friends of ours.
What a sweet girl.
And I wasn't sure if she was going to like it or not. They weren't, but I was like ecstatic. And I'm like, oh man, I hope that they like it. And so I pulled it aside here. And it's a little tent. It's a little camping tent. I couldn't believe it. It comes with its own rain fly.
How about that?
So
it has a little pouch inside for your kitty phone.
I get served up this on Instagram like daily, basically, and I got so excited.
I can't believe it's in our house.
And she actually sits in it. I don't think she'll sit in it when we go in the van, but you never know. It is a little bit of a little hiding spot for her. So.
Yeah. Speaking of the van. Oh boy, do we have huge news on that front.
Yeah.
It's home. We have it.
First time in not quite 2 months.
Almost 2
months. Like a month and a half or something like that.
Scooped it up today. Nearly done. Nearly ready for this big trip that we're starting in January. Very excited about it. William's here from Valparaiso drinking a Wild Turkey 101 ride. William, do you know about Voortman cookies? Am I somebody in the Midwest?
You're like somebody in Indiana, please. That's so funny.
What is this? David's enjoying a Schlenkerla Cherrywood smoked root beer. Is it a beer? Is it a root beer? We need to hear all about this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kirsch, is it cherry? Sugar Kitty says Rot Rausch Kirsch. So maybe it's because Kirsch is cherry liqueur, right? We're doing great. Rot equals red, not root. Oh, red beer. Okay.
Oh.
So we're getting to the bottom of it. We're getting there.
Like an Irish ale? Are those usually red?
This doesn't strike me as
Irish.
No, it
doesn't.
This strikes me as more like middle of Europe.
More like a
William's never had a Voortman cookie. Sorry. Oh. Next time you're at a Strackerman's Hills, look for a Voortman cookie. My recommendation.
What's the thing? Is it like a glog? That's warm though.
I don't think it's wine based.
We're just guessing. I'm just gonna look it up later.
Nick Woods knows what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He says the wafer cookies are amazing. Yeah. You can eat a row of them faster than you can eat a row of Oreos. And, that's what I appreciate about them.
I love Oreos.
We both love Oreos. This Still Austin whiskey is very tasty. I am enjoying it. I like the vanilla notes on it. I like it's not heavily oaked.
Yeah.
I don't think there's oak there that you can tell is sort of, I don't even want to say aged because I don't think that feels right.
Right.
But it's almost musty, almost to that level of
Yeah.
like adding intrigue to your flavors, but not there. I'm surprised by it. I actually would think that this would be much more heavily oaked
Mm-hmm.
than it is. It's actually quite moderate.
What
in
is
that
the
regard.
proof point on it?
Bottled and bond.
Oh, I thought we were, for some reason, never mind. I was thinking of the cast strength.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's why it's so like
this is really,
perfectly balanced.
this is beautifully flavorful. Yeah. It's a nice balance. I do have some trouble picking out the flavors in this,
Mm-hmm.
but the balance of spice, sweet, oak, vanilla. More do you want? It drinks nice, and that's a very stout whiskey there. That's nice.
This could be just like it's the holidays right now. That's what I'm feeling, but it has a holiday-tastic taste to it.
Yeah.
There's almost like a little fig and a little green, like maybe like I don't want to say a basil, but like
Maybe a mint.
like a
for sure.
mint or something in there as well. It's really nice. I like it. I like Still Austin.
Yeah, I do too. This is very pleasant.
Yeah.
Each sip I take of it, I like it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm gonna set that one to the side, and I'm gonna keep a little bit in there
Next.
for later. I didn't grab a palate cleanser, so I'm gonna grab a
Oh, sure.
bubbly water here real quick.
Yeah.
Came fully prepared.
So Sugar said I was drinking. Oh, look at I can't even do that. Schlecknerkel.
Oh, boy.
There's no way that's a real name. Hold on. Schlecknerkel barrel aged smoked beer earlier today.
Schlenkerla barrel aged smoke. Here, everybody say it out loud with us. Schlenkerla smoked beer. Okay.
Guys, now I feel like I need to expand my palate even more.
David wants to know if we found any of the Jack Daniels twice barreled that side of the mountain. Got to pour the bourbon in Medford 107 proof. Yeah. Well, we got the twice barreled rye, which we really liked. I think we liked that a lot better than most of the other channels who have reviewed it. In fact, I think that
like maybe we like rye more than most of the other channels.
Possible. Although everybody's really enjoyed a lot of what Jack Daniels has had to offer in ryes this year. They are single barrels.
Yeah.
And I wonder if ours was just, maybe we got a really lucky batch over here. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to have to retaste. We always do a Patreon live stream where we kind of go through our top of the year.
Sure.
Kind of taste through them, put them in order, see if we still like them based on the notes that we had taken.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, and we're fully sober at the end of that night every year.
Yeah. I mean, totally. 100%. But these are some of the ones that we've had earlier in the year that I do remember really liking that one. So
yeah. The thing about our list is shaping up to be, we want our list to strictly be bottles that we own.
Yeah.
Or have owned this year.
Yep.
So we're not going off of samples because obviously we don't have enough left over of those samples to compare them and say like, oh, we still really like this one so much.
Yeah.
So this year has been funny because we only had like 75, 80 bottles that we brought in-house.
Mm-hmm.
And of those bottles, most of them, because of our focus being so heavily Oregonian this year, a ton of them are from Oregon.
I know.
So our list is going to be a little weird in that regard because you're not going to find a lot of, or maybe any allocated stuff on there, but you might find a bunch of stuff on there. You're like, heck is that?
I know that I've never heard of or never tried or not that it's not available, but yeah.
Some of them are nationally available. I will say that, but not all. And so that could be strange. But look for our list because it won't be like everybody else's because it can't be.
Yeah.
Next up is another Still Austin product. Are you surprised by that?
Oh, yes, I am actually. I didn't know. Yeah.
And it's another bottled and bound product.
Okay.
And this is their winter release. Doesn't it seem like with the sort of holiday-tastic flavors, that other one could have been a winter release?
Yes,
but it wasn't.
Yeah. I agree.
This is the Blue Corn Bourbon Whiskey. Oh. And I've had a couple of nips of this myself. as we've been watching movies and stuff this
Oh.
season. And I got to say, so far, quite into this. This is for this winter release, symbolized by the winter crow, employed blue corn to invoke the endless winter night sky. And look at it, the corn's got a little, or the crow has a little bit of corn.
Stars are out,
a
the
little bit of
moon's
grain.
out.
We've got a bird that hangs around here that's always got giant peanuts. Like it's always carrying a huge peanut.
Yeah.
Every morning it shows up with another giant peanut. I go, where the heck is this thing getting all these nuts from? I'm excited about this whiskey. There's the oak.
Mm-hmm. There's some farminess about this.
Yes. This one brings a lot of that. Like, again, I want to say this one's a little more age, I feel like, even though it's probably the exact same age.
Yeah.
It tastes like it has more age, whereas the other one just kind of tasted like it had a mustiness to it. Again, not a bad thing.
There's an undernote. Can I say that? Undernote?
Sure.
Of cherries there. But it is pretty grain. But in a good way. Like I really like it. Almost like a fruit compote too.
Yeah. Fruity, oaky, and spicy. I think that's the thing. Still us, and a lot of times I don't get a lot of spice on their whiskeys.
Yeah.
But on these bottled and bond whiskeys, I think I'm finding more spice than usual.
Yeah.
And I have to think that that's got something to do with the age.
Yeah. You drinking?
Let's drink it.
Perfect. Wow. It's quite a bit different than the one we just drank.
Like a blueberry cobbler.
Mm.
Oh, I like this one. I like this whiskey a ton. You know how you said
there is like I was trying to think of what, but I think you're spot on with the blueberry.
Yeah.
Like it's a blueberry filling.
Yeah. At first I thought artificial blueberry. And then as it settled in, it becomes more natural, that flavor. Interesting. Still Austin, blue corn, bottled and bond. And by the way, has anybody entered the super chat yet? We only had the one. We enter to win one of 2 flights for $1 per entry.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to have to give them both to
Awesome Pub.
Awesome Pub. Yeah. Congratulations. We're and we will be pulling that at exactly 1 hour tonight. This is absolutely delicious. There is
a farmhouse quality to this.
Completely agree.
I don't know if it's supposed to be, but there is something about like walking through some hay fields, like it's crisp out, maybe like freshly shorn. I don't know. I don't live on a farm, so I don't know how it works, but like
okay,
freshly shorn crops, but like the fruit, everything just kind of feels outside.
And once again, this is a super cohesive whiskey.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, to the point of, again, I have a little trouble picking out flavors, but what it does give me is a bit of an experience. There's a flavor profile and something that happens when you open a really good, genuine Belgian beer. Yeah. And like like those.
I do love a very good.
Those monastic Belgian beers. There we go. Thanks, everybody. Those beers, you get that sort of farmy experience, but you almost get like it's a farm where things were aged in a cave or something like that. And I know it sounds insane. I'm not making any sense, but it evokes a feeling. And this is kind of where we're at with this whiskey, is that it's evoking that feeling of my first taste doesn't take me to a farm or a ranch in Texas. Right. It kind of takes me to that feeling of a Belgian like monastery where they're aging beer. Like that's the feeling I get. And I don't know, maybe it's a yeast thing or something else, but this one hits my palate phenomenally. I think this is a great whiskey. Well, I was going to ask you, do you like this one better than the other one? I think I do. I think seasonally speaking, the other one I would probably like in like late spring, whereas this season right now, this is what I crave. This is a darker, super rich vanilla bean type of flavor profile. Yeah. Really nice. By the way, Jeff Perkins' Avatar. Best in the biz. Best in the business. We love it. I'm assuming Katie Two Cats in the house. Look at that. Look at those cats. I love the Katie. So Katie, cute. I think you were on when I showed you the tent, but in case you didn't see it.
The cat did. Come
Yes,
on.
Katie, did you get your cats a couple of tents
Is
yet?
that what you got for Christmas?
Nick Woods had a long day. You are in, sir.
Nice. Hello, Nick Woods, by the way.
Yes. And Jess. Is Jess around?
Oh, yeah.
Cheers to both of you. Oh, Ruby is in as well. Cheers.
Nick, I probably maybe I said this or not, but we also have another group of friends, Nick and Jess as well. So it makes it really easy to remember.
That is true. Yeah.
Because sometimes you're like trying to remember everyone's names. So love that one.
In all honesty, I like you guys better. I really hope Nick and Jess are watching this.
I do too. They just sent us the most ridiculous holiday card.
Well, this still us, and I have to say,
she will tell you too. She'll be texting you.
Yeah, no, I'll never hear the end of that.
Yeah.
These still us in bottle and bonds. The one that we don't have tonight, that we don't have a bottle of, is the one that was in this tournament, and it was the red corn bourbon bottled and bond. We don't have that to compare tonight, but I did keep a sample of it. So that eventually we can do a video where we can compare those three, especially because the springtime edition of the bottled and bond, my understanding is that, watch yourself there. My understanding is that it's going to be a rye, which I'm very excited about because we have the Still Austin, the Artist. Yes, the Artist rye and the cask strength rye. We've definitely been enjoying those so far. So I'm excited to bring that other rye into the house too. I'm just assuming that we're going to wind up finding it and enjoying it. I don't know that for sure.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Katie. I was busy while you were talking.
DK Tucker's kitten got neutered today. Could use his own little tent to recuperate in. Best wishes to what's his name? To little friend. We're calling
to little Tucker.
To little Tucker.
Yeah.
Little Tucker. L-I-L.
Little Tucker.
Beautiful. This coat's great. The flavor's great. I love whiskey that has blueberry flavor on it. You know, one of the few whiskeys that I really like that has a blueberry note on it that I always say is blueberry-tastic is Russell's Reserve 13.
Yep.
The other one is various Knob Creek products. So it's trying to think of what the last one we said that on. It's not Baker's. It's not Jim Beam products. Knob Creek 120 proof, some of those bottles, the single barrels, and I'm trying to think, did the 12 have it? Can't quite recall, but some of that Knob Creek stuff does. Mr. Great Shot. All these entries are for Sugar Kitty. Well, that's very nice of Mr. Great Shot. Look at that. Class act. We have to share that story too.
Hold on a second, because I'm
this buy-in is for Jess. There you go. Fantastic.
Thanks. Well, then you gotta hold on. Look at the cat's just like hanging out. She never does this.
No, she looks.
I'm burping her like a baby.
Oh boy. If she actually like rips a huge belch, that would be the best thing ever. If our cat has like belching problems.
Yeah. Well, now I don't know what to do. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna put you down.
Keep her. She's so sweet. She's so happy.
Oh, all right.
So last week on our live stream, a Mr. Bill Becker happened to win.
Yes.
And it was like his 7th win in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It was his 2nd win in less than a week. And he said, I don't feel comfortable winning again. Give it to somebody else. And so we pulled at random from our group of Patreons, and Tim Freed was the winner. And so he'll be receiving a flight from last week. But just wanted to give Bill Becker a big shout out there for being such a team player.
Guy. Yeah. I love it.
Fair
I know.
Play. Well done.
And I don't even know if Tim knows. Like he's just
Tim might not know. Yeah,
it's possible because I know you email him and stuff.
A lot of people use like fake emails because they don't want to be bothered. And so who knows?
They'll just get a random package with something.
What are all
something
these?
in it and be like, "Who is this? Why do I have this?" Tom, he gets it in, gets to sample it.
He's gonna open it up and be like, what is this mess?
Yeah.
Everybody loving the cat.
She was really cute. She was just hanging in here upside down. So that's she has been a little bit crazy.
Wow. I gotta say, enjoying Texas whiskey between the tournament and tonight and just everything that we've gotten to try over the last couple of years. I gotta say, I enjoy it. I know some people aren't super crazy about Texas whiskey,
Right.
but most of what we've had, we've enjoyed. Maybe it's just a palate thing, but good question, David Babcock.
Love questions.
The Bull Run, there are
Ooh.
less than 3 cases remaining. The Driftless Glen, fewer than 2 cases remaining.
Great.
So if you want it, now's the time to get it. Keep in mind that the flat rate shipping is $22 at Shared Pour.
Yep.
And if you order one, why not get a second one? You pay the same flat rate no matter what. So save yourself some money on your shipping.
I love
it. Yeah, the Bull Run, that pick is so good. That's not only one of the best whiskeys we've had this year, it's one of the best whiskeys that we've had maybe ever. We just love that whiskey. Eric C. said it best. He said that it was bunker worthy.
Yeah.
And I agree.
And we don't say that lightly.
No.
Like, I'm not just pretending. Like, that's what I was like. I want people to know, like, we're not just saying that because.
Yeah, I'm a lousy salesman. So know that I'm being honest when I say I think it's great.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was really exciting because obviously it's that time of year where everyone's hauling out cash for everything. It seems like every which way.
Yeah,
so,
we know it's not the best time of year to release a single barrel.
Yeah, but so I was pretty, I've been pretty thrilled. I know.
Very happy.
Yeah. For all the single barrels we've done, it's been fun, and I think we're gonna do more in 2024, but we don't know. Yeah, but we don't want to put them out so close together so that it's a little bit more spaced out, I guess, so that you're not just getting bombarded all the time. Yeah.
Keenan. Let me know if I'm saying that right. Great to see you. Cheers, you are in.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Perkins. This is a good point. While Still Austin's from Texas, it doesn't necessarily taste like Texas whiskey to me. I agree. Until these bottled and bond whiskeys, I think the age has contributed that Texas whiskey, that hint of funk to them, and not in a powerful way, not in an overwhelming way, and certainly not enough to scare. It shouldn't be enough to scare you off. I think this is great whiskey.
Yeah, I will say I like it, but this happens a lot where I'll take an initial sip and just be unsure. I mean, I guess that's why.
The cat, by the way, is in the tent. That's the crinkling that you hear.
She is
if you're like, what
tent.
Is that noise? Yeah. It's her. I'm sorry. We can't kick her out of it. It's her house. We're lucky that she let us stay.
And this sounds weird, but she's playing with her pickle. She's
just like mom.
She's got a stuffed pickle. That's not good. But she's got a stuffed pickle, and Liz, if you're watching, she's using Liz Pour TM.
Liz Pour, the trademark
Liz Pour, because I stole that Julie Pour from Liz Pour. She is in the tent and she's loving every minute.
David, thank you very much. You are in. Balcones, Iron Root. Yeah, that Iron Root Harbinger cask strength is probably the wildest bourbon ride I've ever been on. That is a loud whiskey with all kinds of weird notes on it. Balcones, they're 108 proof, I think it is. They're single malt. I talk about it all the time. One of my favorite American whiskeys. I think that's such a great whiskey.
I agree with Jay here. Texas funk is real, but I like it. And that's how I feel about it. Yeah. Like you pick it out when we do the blinds, you're like, oh, this is Texas. And then as soon as you say that, I'm like, oh yeah, because I always forget. I don't forget about Texas, but I always forget like it could be coming from there. But yeah, that funk is something else.
It is. Yeah. Just saw something I wanted to respond to. Oh, David wants to know if we're going to do a McCarthy's Bourbon Van single barrel. What we really want to do is a Trail's End finished in McCarthy's. Yeah. If we can ever talk them into it, everybody pile on. Email them, Instagram, any message that you've got for Hood River Distillers or for Trail's End, holler at them. And
Caitlin's going to be like, what are you guys doing?
We love Caitlin and Garrett. Pile on. Let them know how much the Bourbon Van deserves to have a single barrel of Trail's End finished in McCarthy's single barrel whiskey barrels, because we've tried a sample of it. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. That if that didn't sell out in a day, I would be confused as to what is going on in the world.
You would just buy it all.
I might.
You might not even let it out.
I might keep it for myself.
I know. But in McCarthy's in general, I mean, that's a single malt is an interesting. A single malt is an interesting pick because not everybody likes it. I guess I'm just trying to think like big picture. We put it out into the world, and there's definitely a market for it. Yeah. I think
we were going to pick one with Westland. Yeah. From Westland this year, and we were going to split it with SLB. The timing wasn't right. We hadn't actually sold any single barrels yet in the store, and our supplier or our vendor was like,
A little like
maybe
this is a
slow your roll,
bold choice.
guys. Slow your roll. That's a bold choice. They're really expensive, and you guys haven't actually done a single barrel yet, so maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe don't shoot for the moon right out the gate.
I know that is true. Like especially what like Westland, like it's not a $30 bottle.
No, it's like $130 after shipping.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky to know what's a good idea and what's not a good idea because I mean a lot of these are like 200 bottles in a barrel.
Yeah.
We just don't we don't sell that much of it,
Well, and maybe everybody feels this way. Maybe they don't. I mean, I don't know. Like if your inventory just sits, but I know you stress out a lot about it.
They're kind enough to let us sell through them. The
I
last thing I want is for that whiskey to
Those
sit in their
ones,
warehouse for 6 months. I wouldn't be happy about it.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised the Bull Run. Then again, the Bull Run we had 158 bottles of, and we're down to 30.
Yeah, we did awesome.
30 left in the store.
Yeah.
So we've done well considering it came out less than a month ago. We feel good about it. But if you've been sitting on that one, waiting, wondering, is that really worth it? I think that's a great price. It's $60, right? For in the neighborhood there for, no, I guess it's like maybe 70, but it's 15 years aged. I think it's still a great value. So
yeah, 15 years. And I don't say it lightly when and this is a spoiler of what's to come, but one of my favorite things that I drank this year.
Yeah.
And if anybody gave that to me, I would say that.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to stash this away, this Blue Corn bourbon, the Still Austin Bottled and Bond, but I want to say, I think this one's going to make our list.
So what's interesting about this is I think I never finished it's not a surprise. I never finished my thought, but like you were like so in on it on the very first sip. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, I like the Bottled and Bond way better than I like this.
Well, they're both Bottled and Bond.
Oh, why do I keep thinking
these are seasonals?
Oh, anyway, but I was thinking like I liked the other one, so not the winter version, better than this one. But as I'm drinking this down, the flavors are really, I really like this. Yeah.
The Bull Run it's technically an American whiskey. It's 96% corn, 4% malted barley, aged the entire time in ex-bourbon barrels. So you get 15 years of beautiful layering and no astringency from the sharp wood notes. Fantastic stuff. David, 13.1, welcome. I'm assuming you're a half marathoner.
Nice.
Good to see you running again. Thank you very much. Yeah, this has been a really fun season. Just had to take a week off because of a cut on my foot that wasn't going to heal. It was just funny. In the absolute worst place.
Wasn't it like right between the webbing?
It was in the in the crease of my big toe.
Yeah.
And there was no way that was going to heal up if I was continuing to run. But yeah, just today went past the distance that I ran in 2021. So this year, 2023, even though I missed a fair chunk of time with that.
You missed like a month and a half? Yeah,
at least.
Yeah,
with that,
2 months.
With that torn Achilles, back, feeling good, feeling strong, happy. Yeah. And Julie, do you want to tell them what you're up to?
Yes, I will. I mean, it's not in set. I don't know if we wanted to talk about that too. It's not set in stone yesterday, but and we'll talk about more of this on a future Patreon live stream. But I officially started. I'm gonna train for a 50K. Feels like so excited.
Welcome to the dark side.
And I'm only in day 2, and I had to get up early today because I had meetings all day.
I woke up and you were on the treadmill, and I couldn't believe my ears.
I literally sat in bed for like a good 35 minutes thinking, oh my gosh, it's only day 2 and I have to get up early. Like, I'm just not a morning person. Like, I'll get up at like 7, but like anything before then, it's I'm real crabby about it. And this morning, like the cat was up, and so I could have just gotten up at like a normal, like got out of bed at 6 a.m. and like whatever. I literally sat there 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Psyching myself up.
Look at you. You did it.
It's day 2. That's not good news.
You only have to start.
You only have to start.
Once you put one foot down, the other foot comes down after it. And then the next thing you know, you've got a routine. Yeah. You're doing great.
Yeah.
This is that's there you go. Katie said it, and she's absolutely right. I'm very proud of you. I'm excited for you to give it a go.
Phil's he is like everything. He's like, He's so nice. He's like, I'm so proud. Like, I'm so proud of you. That's so great. I haven't done anything yet. Like, I'm already done. Like, it's very daunting
you're
challenge.
mentally committed to it. That's huge. That's a huge first step.
It's totally possible. Then when the race that I'm planning to do is in June, they haven't released registration yet, so it's totally possible that I go to sign up and whoops, there's no more entries.
Thankfully, there's other races out there. Who's ready to sip this next whiskey?
Oh, sure. Oh, this is the one we cork popped.
This is the cork pop tonight. This is Brothers Bond original cask strength bourbon. This is 114.08 proof, and this is a distilled in Indiana, I think aged in Texas. But this is the distillery that two actors started this distillery, and I don't have the information in front of me. I feel a little bad about it.
Is there information? Do we have it?
Yeah, they sent us some stuff, and of course I'm terrible about it, but I've been eyeballing this for a long time. We've had a couple of interactions with them on Instagram, just saying hello and cheers and liking each other's posts and things. And I'm excited to finally try this. You know, we had the four grain rye that we tried previously, that 95 proof, really a nice sipper, great flavor, good balance on that one. If you like a spicy rye grain, you're not going to forget you're drinking a rye with that one, even though it's got 4 grains in it.
So my initial nosing of this, if you didn't tell me what it was, I would think that it was finished in, because it's very popular right now, Amburana cask. Like, it has that finish because it's very baking spices on the nose. It's subtle. It's not like, but there's a lot of baking spices on it.
Yeah.
Oak with the cinnamon and the clove and
I like just sitting with my nose in this glass. Yeah. It's very pleasant. It doesn't hit me like it's going to be 114 proof.
I'm going to the comments because I feel like I may have missed some stuff.
Here,
look at this. That's for you,
Sergeant Holka. Nick says, "What's your dream barrel / whiskey collab?" Oh boy, I have a lot of them.
That's a great question, and I would also be interested to know what you guys would want to see too.
Great question.
But my barrel whiskey collab. So I'll be honest, with the Fiddler, it was one of my dreams of somehow becoming part of the 1910. I want something that tastes like that, and we got that with the 1920 proof with the Fiddler, so that was really exciting for me.
Yeah.
I would. Oh gosh, like if you could ever pick like a smoke wagon single barrel,
that'd be cool.
That would be pretty killer. I'm just thinking of like different ones.
I mean, I'm gonna be a bit of a homer today and just say I would love to do a Still Austin pick.
Still Austin,
which we talked with them about.
Yeah.
Because I really love their whiskey. For me, it's more unusual, like silly stuff, kind of like whiskey Del Bach. I think could be amazing.
Oh yeah.
But the chances of us getting a bottle of that and then having it at any reasonable price and then being able to sell out of it, not good. I don't know. I think what we like to do is highlight our friends. You know, we like to go have, meet distillers. And if we really like the distiller and what they have to offer, and we really like their whiskey, that's what we go with. So that's how the Trails End came about. That's how the Bull Run came about.
So I do have a good one. I don't know if it's like it's not my dream or whatever, but I know that they do this because they have like a social club that they work with, but I'd love to do a Nashville Barrel.
Oh, Nashville Barrel would be great.
Yeah.
We love their stuff.
Yeah.
Either a rye or a bourbon. I don't even care. Old 55, by the way, would be the ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
My understanding is they're sold out through
2020 something.
I'm pretty sure they're sold out through 2068. By the time we get a barrel of that, I'll be very,
we even
very
know people that know people, and it's still 2028. You got to have the.
There are a couple more that I would like to work with. However, with the admin tournament ongoing, I'm not going to say who they are just yet.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Man, there were some good surprises. So because we're done with the first round, everybody has a full gamut of what was in the tournament. And just like the stuff that was sent was so interesting. Like we got some
fascinating.
We got some, mainstream regulars, And then people took chances with things that either did or didn't work out.
The variety was incredible.
Yeah.
It was exactly what I hoped for.
Yeah.
Mainstays versus oddballs.
I also found it fascinating that I could tell things that were picked for you that you were like, boop, and then it's just so funny that I moved forward out of round one. And so that probably busted a lot of brackets, like, I'm gonna put this in, and then Phil's definitely gonna do it, and Julie's not. We just switched.
Things happen.
Yeah.
Let's have a sip of this. I am excited for this whiskey.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Has a cidery smell to it now too.
I was just thinking like a strawberry fruit leather.
And maybe orange.
Or there is a little orange to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Do you want to cheers?
No, I was just thinking
You were just creeping on me?
No, I'm a little out of practice because I took a little bit break after we did the aperture. I felt like I was really on my flavors, and I've been a little lacking, especially because thanks to Peach Coke for stepping in last week, but I didn't even do the live stream last week.
Right.
After this one is, I forgot that this one is cast strike that I just
You
shot
didn't forget
that
now.
right down. I'm gonna have to do that again. That sip doesn't count because I got it right in my nose.
That's a spicy lady. That's
Ooh,
nice.
my tongue is like, it's like pretty dry because
I might think this was a rye if I didn't know better. It's
Oh,
got a little spice to it, a little dance to it.
Oh, I was actually thinking that this was alright. I need to pay more attention when you're talking.
That's never going to happen.
Wife. That's funny.
No, the tournament has been all kinds of fun. We're going to do a top 25 for 2023. It comes out the last week of the year. We've been working on the list for the last couple of weeks. We've been working on it all year, but the last couple of weeks we've been dialing it in.
There's a little Wild Turkey 101 getting poured right now.
Yeah, that's always nice.
That is always nice.
Andretzky in the house. Oregonian, I believe.
So David has a question. Has anyone had bourbon or rye aged in a mead barrel? Which I have not tried that.
I had one pour of it. Somebody poured me. Is it Good Times? Is that the brand that does all the insane finishes? Somebody had a Good Times bourbon finished in a mead barrel. A little cloying for me. Anything that's in honey or mead generally hits my palate a little bit too cloying. It's almost like maybe on ice, it's something that I would enjoy, but I've never had one that I really enjoyed. What do you think?
I'm thinking about this one.
I like the leather on this.
This is kind of, what did we open, not last live stream because I wasn't on that one, but the one before that I was like, this has a serious potential, needs a little oxygen. That's how I'm feeling right now. Like the flavors are really nice. I'm going to think about what the flavors are.
Old 55 single barrel double oaked.
Yeah.
That one needs a little more. That one should be right where we want it right now.
Yeah.
This one could use a little more oxygen, but I have to be honest. I really like what it presents.
Good solid flavors.
It's vanilla and leather off the bat with a nice spicy backbone here. Really solid balance. I have to say they kind of nailed what I think of when I think like Texas whiskey. It's that leathery, strong, bold. I think that there's a lot to like here. That's good. I
do think there's a little, man, I really would think this was a rye because I was just about to say like there's a little honey and a little lemon on that too, like on the finish of this.
Yeah, there's a citrus note that I'm not able to identify. And again, I think a little more oxygen will help over time.
I'm actually on board with this brand. Like the last couple of things that I've had from them, I'm gonna have to research it a little bit more too, but yeah.
Yeah, that
pleasantly surprised.
That 4 grain rye is solid, and I like this a lot.
Yeah, there's a little bit. I will say, like, I was actually give all the goods and all the bads. Well, not all of them, but mostly good, sometimes bads. There was a little bite to this, so that's why I think it needs a little. So just a few moments of time. Well,
even then, even as that bite comes across at the end of your palate, on the finish, it's sort of vanilla comes through and washes it out.
Yeah.
Like a vanilla frosting at the end. The more I sip this, the more I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I love the consistency of it. It's not thin at all. That's very nice.
Yeah.
A little minty too. A little how do you do at the end.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like you think it, yeah. Anyway. Maybe I'm just getting in my own head on that.
Yeah.
This is what happens with 5 Sip Friday. If this was a blind right now, I
I'd be all in on a rye.
sensitive. Would you? Because I
would
feel
be
like
all
you're
in.
like, it drinks like a rye, but it's definitely not. And then I'm like, you're crazy. I'm going 100%.
At the very least, a high rye bourbon is where I would go if I didn't know.
Mhm.
It's nice. I like that. The leather is right on the front of the palate, and then that goes away. And there is citrus still on the finish, almost like an orange zest on a vanilla frosting.
Yeah.
Still sitting with it.
Yeah.
A little bit of dry oak.
We are 100% sure this is a bourbon, right?
That's what it says. Straight
I
bourbon
literally
whiskey.
am like a little bit, yeah.
We hand selected 70 of the finest Brothers Bond bourbon barrels. This expression is our bourbon in its undiluted form, unfiltered, uncut, 114.8 proof, complex aromas of ripe banana. Did you get banana? Yeah, maybe. Walnut, leather, warmed rye bread. So there's definitely a rye presence here.
I also, I didn't say it out loud, but my initial sip had some honey roasted nuts in it. So that's good that that's the flavor you're supposed to get.
Vanilla and subtle smoke. On the palate, a bold and sophisticated taste of dried fruits. Yeah, I agree. Like the fruit is hard to nail down.
Yeah, dried fruit makes sense because it's not. I don't think that I didn't even think about fruit when I was thinking about what tasting notes, except for lemon.
Caramel, vanilla, and honey, which you've been saying.
Yeah.
The finish is 2 minutes long. They're
2
right
minutes?
about that.
Should we time it?
We should have timed it. I like that. With lingering rye spices. Rye again. So this must be a high rye bourbon.
Well, there we go.
Smoothness, luxurious texture. I did say the consistency is great. Truly balanced taste. Said that too. This limited release is for bourbon lovers. It's time to strengthen bonds, savor each sip, and enjoy each moment.
I love all the marketing. But
I am enjoying this moment right now.
I will say we did pretty good. I always like when I give like crazy notes and then it ends up being like not crazy at all.
This says Brothers Bond Distilling Company of Silverton, Ohio, distilled in Indiana. I could have sworn this was a Texas product.
Oh.
I really should have done a little bit more looking to make sure. Anybody know Brothers Bond? Let us know. I think that's great. And the bottle is the same bottle that Old Forester uses for their Whiskey Row series. So
Terrence wonders
just
if
looks good on the shelf.
36% rye. Is there a breakdown or?
There's not on this. I'll bet there is in the email they sent me. This is on me for not being more prepared. But I sure like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even see the tree on their logo has corn growing out of it. A little hard to see, but very good.
Kind of think it was like the tree. Oh, there is corn. Oh, that's funny.
Thank you, Don. You are in. There's another cat, and more cats the merrier. One of these days, we're just going to do it. We're going to do like a Slack or a Discord server, and it's just going to be post photos of your cats. That's all it's going to be. Photos and videos of cats.
Do you think? I mean, this is silly because whatever. Do you think people have like, we bring your kids, not your animals?
It's just Texas, Ohio. It's all the same.
Especially the bourbon man. We just gotta like.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If I say you want to go on a road trip, Texas or Ohio, who cares?
Whatever.
It's the same.
Just keep driving.
Just drive for the middle. We wind up in Denver.
Yeah. Oh, I love Denver. That wouldn't be bad.
Terrence, you're probably right. I bet it's just a high rye MGP. It's awfully good though.
Yeah.
David's out of here. Good to see you, David.
Thanks
Cheers.
for joining us.
I'm glad we were able to do it early.
Yeah.
If it's a good night already.
Yeah.
Bring your cat to work day. I love it. That would be so great.
So I will say, I have two complaints about being or two annoyances about being a cat owner, and they have to do with
have to.
You can bring your animal to work, but that only means dogs. And if you try to do an Airbnb, they say pet friendly, but they really mean dog friendly. Every time I go like, great, it says you're pet friendly. We have this adorable little, and it wasn't even Mavis. It was old Norman who didn't even have any no front claws. No front claws when we got him. And then he was old and he didn't do anything.
What sorts of things does your cat like to do?
Sleep.
He likes to glare at people?
You have it says pet friendly, so we have this really sweet cat and this and whatever. And the responses I would get were almost offensive. They were like, this is unacceptable. You are not allowed to stay here. So that's my irritation. I mean, look at his face. Who wouldn't want her to stay?
She's such a nugget. Oh, she's cute. Andretzky has a cat named Devo. We love that.
Love that.
Kim F, thank you very much.
Was
You are
Devo
in.
the safety dance?
Uh,
Or was that not?
no.
Was I right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I
don't know why
threw my back out once doing the safety dance. I've told that story before.
Yes, you have.
Kev here trying to keep up with Jeff Perkins' Avatar game and look honestly doing a great job.
That is
strong effort.
Loving the glasses.
Look at the whole package. Look at that outfit.
I also like now wearing glasses is cool, but if
Yeah.
you grew up in the 80s and the 90s, they were not cool. Like I remember I had wire frames.
Yeah, but now look how dope that looks.
I know that is like today people would wear that. I remember my sister had these like plastic and they took up the entire face, which now everyone, I feel like people actually do wear those with like pride.
Yeah.
I saw photos recently and I was like, oh my gosh, it was just horrific. Anyway, so
Julie's rocking contact lenses for life.
Yeah. That's
a great avatar.
I'm actually at the point where I don't even want to get the eye surgery because what happens if I have to wear glasses at like later on? Like that would be hold on, sorry. That would be crazy.
Teresa with her own throwback photo. Check that out.
Ooh, nice.
Action shot too. Drinking bourbon, cream, and root beer. That's a new one on us.
Wait,
by the way, if you're a Patreon, you already know that we released a video recently showing how to turn our Bull Run pick into a Irish cream. It's not an Irish, obviously. But we need to do that again because ours is gone already. Happened quick.
My personal opinion is like just drink the Bull Run as is.
Yeah.
Unless you have an extra bottle.
I agree.
But use something else.
It's fun to experiment sometimes.
Use something else to do the Bull Run pick.
Magoo in the house, Wendell Wilson. Yeah, you're right on time. We started this so that people could play hooky. That's why we went on early today. We might do this again in the future. I kind of like it. Safety dances, men without hats. There you go.
Yep. Oh, gotcha. By the way, you keep saying like we'll do it again early, but we barely make our 5 o'clocks usually.
So I know, but if we can play hooky, why not? It's fun.
I know, that's true.
So what we did mention a little bit ago is that the van is back today. We have it, and it's time for us to start putting it together because the big trips are coming for 2024, and I could not be more excited.
Yeah. So in my opinion,
here it comes.
The hard work starts now. Like
you're not wrong. It's time to put our pedal to the metal now.
Yeah, like they did the things that we not necessarily couldn't do, just are not handy enough to do. Yeah. But now we're like actually like we're building it two new cabinets, and we have to organize, and the new bed, which is Phil lay down. He fits completely with room to spare.
I can stretch in bed now.
It's crazy.
In the van.
Yeah.
I'm not just like basically tucked into a coffin. I have room to stretch.
Still are, but yeah. It's still a vehicle.
It's gonna be so much better for sleeping.
Yeah.
And everything has a place, or everything's about to have a place with the new cabinets going in. So
yeah, very
excited. I'm ready to hit the road. It's been a couple of months without the van.
We're a little out of practice, actually.
You concerned?
We were in the other room the other day. It's like our office / like where the treadmill is
/ storage
/ like where we keep all of our stuff, right?
/ 7,000 samples that people have sent us. I'm not complaining.
And basically, like we were running into each other. I'm like, how did we run into each other in this room? Like, how is it going to work? Very out of practice. This may be the last van trip, but we're going to go for it.
No, we have a couple this year because we have other races to get to. Oh. And by the way, we will be sharing, Nick said, are you going to do a video about the new van and interior? Absolutely. We will be doing a video. I do want to
put it together first because we're doing a lot of extra stuff. So it won't come out probably
It'll be January. It'll be probably when we're on the road.
Yeah.
And we also are going to do a video. Maybe it'll be a live stream. We're not sure what we're going to do yet, but on the 30th of this month is when we're supposed to sign up for all of our races. And so
what are you guys doing on New Year's Eve? Mine's New Year's Eve. Mine's January 1 at midnight or at 12 a.m. So
should we be on for that?
Mine is actually like New Year's Eve. I think they do it so that you can be drinking all night. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I could totally do a 50K. And then they sign up and you give them all their money and then nobody ever like, it's not a terrible strategy.
By the way, this past weekend was the Hindsight Ultra. For those of you that saw this stupid whiskey race where you drink and then do a lap, of 5 miles
Yeah.
that we did last year. It just happened this past weekend. We had people in town, so I was only able to do a single 5 mile loop. But I did get a bunch of footage, so that video will come out.
Oh yeah.
It'll probably be on the Bourbon Van Travels channel. If you haven't checked that channel out, at Bourbon Van Travels, it'll probably live there.
Yeah.
Because it was
And
really
we'll do-
not much whiskey, and it was a ton of just like great scenery, and it was snowy
Yeah.
and pretty, and it'll be fun.
Usually we do shorts on Bourbon Van though too, because
Yeah.
we want to hook you to whatever.
Yeah, we want you to enjoy the outdoors with us.
Yeah.
Do we have a shower and or toilet in the van? We do have a Nemo shower. It's a
solar shower.
Foot pump with you leave it in the sun, it gets warm.
Mm-hmm.
Little foot pump for it. We don't use it all that often because what we like are those giant wipes. Like I don't know what they're called. We get them from Amazon.
We get them from Amazon. I don't know. I think it's like an ex-military guy that I don't know if he invented them, but like he came up with this patent and this idea, and they're these biodegradable wipes, and instead of it being like your regular wipes that you would use to clean something, it's literally, and we're tall people, like it's literally from like shoulders to knees.
We'll show some of those off at some point. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot more van life stuff this year, and just tourism, like travel stuff, but we'll show those off. But we do have a little toilet, and I put it on wheels so we can scoot it to wherever we need to, and then hide it away when we're done.
We call that like not a dolly. It's
it's what you can put.
It's a genius, actually.
You can put your washing machine on it, and you can like size it to put it on different, for different machines. We just sized it, put a piece of wood on it, screwed it in,
and then we put it into a cabinet. Because normally, we don't talk about bathroom practices, but like normally, like you're at places where you don't have to, use the van. But if you're like out in the middle of nowhere, or I guess in the middle of nowhere, you can just go outside. But like if you're like with people and you don't want to like use the local, it's just good just to have.
Yeah, it's just convenient.
Sometimes you're stuck in traffic. That's happened.
That has
once
happened.
or twice.
Not proud of that. A Spirited Life. Yes, we'll be doing a new tour of the upgrades. Absolutely. We don't have a time lapse of it. We have a lot of photos of it. So we'll do a video where we talk about it and show that off. Matter of fact, we've been talking about doing a couple of podcasts, and that might be a good time to do that. Like a longer form, like hour-long video where we taste a bunch of whiskeys and then talk about the van upgrades, and maybe even do one where we're talking about our trip plans and things like that. Yeah, the thing that is different on that we're going to do this time is that we really are thinking we are going to be gone for a longer. I think it was like the fall of 2022. We were going to be gone for basically the exact amount of time that we're going to be traveling again this time. So like actually we're going to be gone 3 to 4 months. This is going to be our longest trip. Yeah. But at the time we just had Norman, and Norman was like, you could leave the doors open. You could leave the doors open, and he's just like hanging out inside. Mavis is young, and she's like whatever, and she moves around, and she's just like she's climbing over it. So we've got a little bit more thinking to do with the van this time. So before we could just shove everything in the back and just be fine with it, and he's just sleeping and old, but she isn't. So we are putting a lot more thought into like storage cabinets that cover things but still give her room to like run around and like have all the things, because we know, I mean, just living we don't have a very big house, but like living here, she runs like a crazy person. Yeah. So this is actually a Murphy bed behind us. This wall of liquor folds down and we sleep on top of it. You just put like a thing here and just that would be very dangerous. We haven't had much snow yet, Nick. We here in Bend, we've had dustings a couple times. Yeah, but the mountain, I don't know if the mountain is open for skiing, but a coworker of mine went cross country skiing this morning. Really? Yeah. Not at Meisner, so not the lower elevations, but they went up to the Nordic Center at Bachelor. So that is open, but she said it was very icy. And because we've had like fun snow. Because we've had so much rain, much rain. So anyway, close. We're in overtime. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized. Chatty. I'm sorry. Okay. Should we pick? I mean, we're not going anywhere. We're gonna stick around a little bit, but we did promise to pick at the hour, which we're there. Yeah. So we're gonna do 2 of these tonight. It's your last chance to get in. You have 132 there. Yeah. Okay. Let me get my volume up here. No, that's the ringer. I don't want a ringer. All right. pick a number between 1 and 132.
Oh, shoot. I told you already. It was out my head. I think that was the number.
67.
Oh, great. It was 132.
All right, 67. Wait. Wow, right in the middle.
That is like this.
Random.
We got a Jeff Perkins.
How about that? Jeff Perkins.
Oh, he's the best avatar.
He just said that he never wins anything. And look at Jeff. Look at him go.
I swear. He got picked. I swear.
All right.
I didn't realize that he said that.
All right, we'll pick the other one in 1 minute. If
Okay.
you just got here and you want to get in on tonight's giveaway, $1 super chat gets you one entry.
Yeah.
Dave Herricks. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. Greetings from San Diego. We're going to spend some time in San Diego this summer, or this winter, actually.
Do you know let's see, how long have I been married? Long time. For about over 15 years, I've been trying to get Phil to move to San Diego.
We last visited San Diego together 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
This year, actually.
I know. And I don't like being cold. But as I get older, I also don't want to be sweating. So San Diego seems like my very perfect, it's always, I'm not always, but it always feels like it's between 55 and 80. And to me, that's such a nice little thing.
Not bad. Look at who just showed up. Daryl Hudson shows up. Here you are. He's having himself a lucky day already. He's got an 8-year-old Fitz.
Nice.
How about that?
Yeah.
Welcome, Daryl. You are in. What a day for you. And you get this rare, delicious whiskey, and then you get to hang out with us. How about that? Lucky guy.
Very lucky. Hold on. I always write down who wins so that I don't. I mean, I usually remember anyway, but
well, then you got to reorganize.
I don't want
to reshuffle the deck, as it were.
Yeah, reshuffle the deck. What if Siri picks 67 again? She won't.
Well, we're going to be picking between 1 and 152 this time.
Wow. Hold on. I'm not in yet.
It's okay.
Okay, good.
I'm not ready either.
Good.
I really like this Brothers Bond bourbon. This is good. Has anybody had the regular Brothers Bond, the non-cask strength bourbon? I'm really curious about that. Because as we learn more about it, as we taste more things, there's a real spice to it. I kind of feel like if you lowered the proof of this, it would drink so nicely. It could be a really nice daily sipper type whiskey. But I don't know anything about their regular bottle of bourbon. I don't know what the proof point is. All I know is that I've seen it on the shelf as we've passed through Chicago before, I believe. And that's all I know about it. I've never actually tasted it before. That's nice, though.
The thing that I struggle with on live streams is that when we're just doing videos, doing reviews of videos, I really pay attention to the drink, but I'm always reading the comments or paying attention to you or paying attention to make sure she's not knocking down Christmas trees over here.
She's doing great.
Or paying attention to other things that I always forget about, focusing on the review of the whiskey. So I'm glad that you're doing that.
Somebody's got to have their finger on the pulse around here. Are we ready?
Oh, no. Yep. I mean, we can be. What did you say? Do you do the math?
I'm assuming there's 152.
Oh, yeah. I guess adding 20 is a huge math problem. Stop.
Pick a random number between 1 and 52. Nope. Stop.
Nope, not 50. Yeah.
Pick a number between 1 and 152.
It's 139.
Oh, wow. We've got really nice selections.
Big number there.
It is Mr. Great Shot, a.k.a., though, put in for Sugar Kitty.
Sugar Kitty, congratulations. Sugar Kitty, we don't have your information, so definitely shoot us a email at thebourbonvan@gmail.com with your shipping address so we can get this out to you.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Sugar Kitty.
Yay!
And by way of Mr. Great Shot, how about that? Very nice.
I think that's too, I always like to point out, because, I love, our community is so great and they show up every single week and we really appreciate it. And then every so often we get new people. Not Sugar Kitty's been around for forever, but it has never won. And so that's very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats to you and Meow, of course.
Yeah.
There's a question here from Joseph. Does it compare to Penelope cask strength? Both are 4-grain MGP. Honestly, couldn't tell you. I honestly don't remember the Penelope 4-grain cask strength that we've had.
I was just thinking, do we have a Penelope? But I think we just well, not just finished it, but we finished the only one that we had.
Yeah, the one that we had wasn't a 4-grain. I don't think it was.
No.
It was a single barrel selection. Really hard to know, but I want to say that this one, the Penelope stuff, always struck me a little strange, like almost like a summertime whiskey. Didn't really fit the rest of the flights that we've done, especially MGP stuff. And this, I think, would sit better with those whiskeys. I think it's a more overall balanced whiskey.
Yeah.
Not super farmy. Definitely doesn't strike me as being wheat heavy.
Yeah.
There's a nice spice here. I think that might be the differentiator. I think if you like a little spice on your whiskey to balance out that sweetness, that's where this one comes in. It's leathery, vanilla, dried fruits. Yeah, very nice. It's good whiskey. I like it.
I do like it.
All right.
The cat's being very sweet right now.
She's such a nugget. Look at that little baby.
I was just telling Phil this morning that sometimes you wake up and dogs do this too. I mean, dogs tend to take over everything, but so do cats. Like, and dogs have an excuse because they're generally like bigger, but somehow they like have all the paws out. And she was like snuggling this morning. I had my arm around her and I was awake, and she's so wiggly, you never get to pet her. And so like this morning I was like taking, like I was like, I'm just gonna pet her for a little while. It's gonna be good. Anyway. I think she's apologizing for being a teenager today.
Yeah, it might be the case. I'm going to pop this up there just because we haven't talked about it in a while. Our Strava Club, however you want to pronounce that. We are obviously both running a lot right now. As we build up. Julie's training for a 50K. I've already been training for a 50K for the last month or so, which I'll announce after the 30th once I'm signed up. And also we're both signed up for
a marathon. We're actually
marathon race. In August.
And I wanted a redo at the marathon. Not a redo. It was fine, but I missed so I ran the Chicago Marathon in 2022, right?
Yeah.
And
no. Chicago Marathon?
October 2022.
Was it really 22?
Could it have been 21? Oh, yeah, it was canceled in 2020, so then it must have been 2020.
Patreons, no, there's a video that was released on Patreon of your marathon.
You're right. It must have been 2021. And I didn't train, like, I was disappointed because I had, like, a goal time and then, like, a backup time, and I missed my backup time by 2 minutes.
Yeah, that means you need another crack at it.
And the reason why, we live here in the mountains, and then Chicago is very flat, and I don't think my muscles were prepared for running 26 miles with no change, whereas I trained like in like rolling hills and like climbing up things, and so that was why I was disappointed. So I wanted another crack at a road marathon, even though I hate them. So we're doing Santa Rosa in August, which will be great because I'm going to drink wine afterwards.
Right. Yeah, you actually run through a barrel room at a winery. Yeah. What's more fun than that? My excuse for not hitting my goal time at Chicago was that they mixed the Gatorade way too strong. And if I ever run it again, I will never drink the Gatorade there again.
Yeah, and it may have been overshadowed now, but I believe was the hottest one on record.
I think it still is. Yeah,
it was like
it wasn't great.
Standing in the audience, standing in the crowd.
Yeah.
Sweating buckets, and I wasn't doing anything.
And then I've got a very, very long race that I'm looking forward to doing in October. If everything else goes right, again, not quite ready to share that information just yet, but join us on Strava or Strava, whatever it is.
Or Patreon, because that's where you'll find out first.
That's a good point. Yeah, actually, I've got a banner for that too. Look at that. Join us on Patreon. How about that? Did you know?
Banners for everything.
After 3 years, I finally got all the media marketing junk that you're supposed to have for a YouTube channel. Real proud of myself for that. That's great.
I love it.
What's your favorite whiskey here tonight?
Oh shoot!
You weren't ready for that.
Here, let me line them up because I did somehow saved a little bit of everything. I just wanted to say welcome, Brock. Bardstown bottled in bond. We don't get Bardstown here, but everything we've had from Bardstown,
we like Bardstown.
It's delicious.
Yeah, we like it.
Yeah. So good question. I'm going to do a little quick run through and I'll let you know. Do you have a favorite out of the gate?
Should we just get quiet and watch you?
No, but you guys can guess what I'm going to like and then you'll all be wrong.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Guess what Julie's going to like best.
So what do we have? We have Super Good, which is if I remember correctly, the Still Austin blue corn.
Super Good is...
the
The high rye bourbon.
The winter one.
No, this one.
What?
Yeah, and then the
no,
Julie
the
pour.
Julie pour was that one. Wait, which one's the winter?
Oh, that probably makes sense because I drank my super good. You're right. The Julie pour is the high rye.
Yeah, we started with Julie pour, and that was the high rye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the blue corn. Well, it doesn't matter because apparently we don't remember. But the other one,
Yum.
the Kenzie, is the other one.
Yep.
The Brothers Bond.
Just gonna pour a little bit more so that I can taste along with you.
Yeah. Feel free.
Let us know. Have you had these Still Austin Bottled and Bond series yet? Have you gotten into them? What do you think of them? Or the Brothers Bond, for that matter. Any of those.
I do tastings on videos where I'm like, yeah, that's good. I talk to myself a lot. Poor Phil's got a lot of editing out.
Editing can be
I'm
chore.
like, oh, this one's good. Oh, do I like it better? Yeah, I like this one better.
Julie will like whatever's considered a bracket buster. Uh-oh. We got somebody's had a rough time with Julie's bracket. That happens.
No, totally. I do always say at the beginning of the Avid tournament, and then during, and then after, that I feel like I am the trickier of the two. Though you somehow go against logic. Because like if I would pick yours, I would put what most people do. ECBP goes forward, larceny goes forward, like these barrel proof ones
That's what I would have picked.
Yeah.
Because I'd never had the other ones.
Yeah. Me, I'm a little bit trickier because I'm just like, today I want sweet. Tomorrow I want tea. Today I want a farm. Tomorrow I want, leather. Like it is just what I enjoyed drinking.
That's nice. Yeah, I mean it's tricky. It's not easy. I mean, and we get a lot of those comments too that are people like, I can't believe you didn't pick this. And I'm like, you taste these blind. You taste these having absolutely no idea what's in the glass. You experience the anxiety of being like, I think I'm supposed to pick this one. Should I pick this one?
Yeah.
Like, is this a super hyper rare, unbelievable single malt American whiskey from someplace we've never heard of? Or is it a kind of a basic, American whiskey, a light whiskey or something like that, that's only been aged for a few years? It's impossible to know. So you just follow your instincts the best you can. That's all we were doing. And honestly, after 20 days of it, like I think that our tastings got better and better as we were going day by day, except for the day that was like kind of palate fatigue. The rest of those days, I was like,
that
wow.
yesterday? I felt like I had palate.
Oh,
because it was the one that had the what was it up against? What was the John J. Bowman up against?
Heaven Hill 7 for me.
Heaven Hill 7.
Still Austin Red Corn Bourbon for you.
And you didn't like either of yours. And
I just had a bad day because I love those. I love both of those whiskeys.
Yeah, and I feel like I liked both of them, but they were just so different, and I just had to make a choice, right? Like they just didn't taste the same. Right. You just were just not feeling any. I
wasn't feeling any of it, and that happens. But I do think as time goes on, and I hope that this is what is showcased in the videos as we move ahead, is I was really proud of the tastings that we gave, the tasting notes and recognition and that sort of thing. Today's video, I said out loud, this really reminds me of a what's the 10-year from Buffalo Trace? Why can't I think
Eagle
of
Rare?
Eagle Rare, my goodness.
You did say that.
I was like, this is an Eagle Rare, right? Like I almost didn't include it because I thought people are going to be like, oh, they obviously know what they're drinking. We really don't.
Because Phil does all the editing, and then I watch it to see if there's anything like extraneous that we can cut out just to make it more palatable and not so long. And I was like, oh dang, you called that and you're like, oh, I was thinking about Ken, and then I'm like, no, that's pretty awesome.
Because
like, I didn't think about it.
A lot of people will think the worst. They'll go, oh, you must have, but I don't know. It is what it is. Jeff Perkins says he recently
a little trust in the process. I know it's hard to come by these days.
Jeff says he recently picked up a John J. Bowman single barrel, really enjoying it. Great first pour of the night, and that's a great way to say it too. Yeah. It's so delicate. It's so light. If you taste that after a barrel string, you won't taste much of anything. But because it's 9 years aged, that's the word on the street. If you go into that after a very easy sipping, like an 80 proof sipper or something like that, or you start with it, you'll get more of those notes.
Yeah. Is that the one that I said that it tastes like summer? And I appreciate that because I feel like I don't think it was a Penelope. There's a couple brands where I'm always like, Phil can drink bourbon 365.
Can and do.
Can and does. And I like when summer comes, like I look forward to 5 Sip Friday, like our 5 Sip Friday series, because it's like I get like a quick hit of like my bourbon stuff. But I find
But
that
then you can put it away and drink
but
your
I
strawberry
do find,
mojitos.
yeah, but I do find like I have a different palate like when it gets really hot, where bourbon is perfect for me for like 7 or 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And then for 3 months, I just want to drink beer and gin.
Yeah. John J. Bowman
or whatever.
That's a summertime whiskey.
But I'm always interested. There's a few that we've run across that I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to remember this for summer. We've got to remember this for summer, because this seems like I'm going to sit by a campfire. It's hot outside, and I can still, because I do miss drinking, whiskey in the summertime.
Nothing really hits like whiskey.
No, I love it.
I think everybody can. Yeah. Everybody that's watching this tonight, I have to assume that you guys agree with that.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I was supposed to pick, which I kind of did. Yeah. Hold on.
That's true. Called out Buffalo Trace drinking the John J. Bowman as well. Yeah. There were a few times that I recognized the Buffalo Trace profile in this tournament, and that's a tricky thing when you're drinking everything blind, and you recognize that Buffalo Trace profile, and then the other thing that you're drinking, you go, oh boy, this is really good. What is this thing? And you think, I'm supposed to like the Buffalo Trace, right? It's what's supposed to be better than that, and
because you've been told that that's
and it's what people are expecting. And I'm like terrified as I'm tasting these things, going, I already know I think this is a Buffalo Trace product, and I think I'm gonna go against it, and I'm already anticipating the blowback. And that's been we recorded some of these videos over a month ago that I've been sitting waiting for the comments to come in to be like, you're an idiot.
But
so it's stressful though.
It is, yeah, I know. But I also think that I'm thinking about like my wheels are spinning right now, but to see what I want to say. But Buffalo Trace is like a bourbon for everybody. Like it is just,
that's true.
It is a lovely, the bourbon flavors are pure and delicious, and there's no rough edges, and it is just, they have perfected the experience of drinking bourbon. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the most exciting thing that you're going to taste. And that's what happens in this tournament, is that like we said it last year with that Four Roses. It's like, holy crap, like this is supreme bourbon flavors. Yeah. But this other thing is just like cool and interesting and crazy. And that doesn't mean that it's like better or worse. It just means that we chose it. I don't know.
A couple of years ago, we did a flight of 4 different rye whiskeys, and it was Taylor Rye, because we tasted the Taylor Rye and we went, oh, it's really nice. It's like 9 to 11 years age, depending on which one you get.
Yeah.
It was very flavorful. We enjoyed it very much. But at the time, I remember tasting it going, on its own, okay, it's a good rye.
Yeah.
I like it. Could it really be that much better than all the other ryes that are out there that are 100 proof that, sell for half the price? So we put it against 3 other ryes. And that's when we realized that it actually had the mouthfeel to dominate. It had a finish that crushed.
I forgot that it came in. Yeah.
It easily came in first for us. But the bottle that came in second on its heels, I mean, nipping at its heels, was Wild Turkey 101 Rye.
Oh, I do love that one.
It's fantastic. And so that's the funny thing about it, is like on its own, a lot of these whiskeys, you're going to go, okay, I really like it. And then when you put it up against something, if it's similar enough, you can parse it out and say, okay, great mouthfeel, great finish, great aroma. Which one does those things better? Mm-hmm. And that's where you discover it. But on their own, or if they're against something that's very different, or if they're against something that doesn't bring those notes to the table, those intangibles to the table, it makes it so difficult. And when it's fully blind, it can be a scary proposition. Yeah. So Terrence is right. It's just pick the one you like. Different days, different palates. Absolutely. Yeah. But when in the back of your head, I'm about to put the axe to a Buffalo Trace bourbon in a 32 bottle tournament, no matter what bourbon you think it is from Buffalo Trace, that can be a moment, man, because you might be thinking like, oh boy, this is like $150 bottle that I'm about to put the axe to.
Yeah.
You don't know in the moment. You're just like,
Yeah.
here comes the blowback. I'm waiting on it.
It is. We say this about our 5 Sip Fridays as well, but like definitely especially during this advent tournament, it is the I don't want to say purest, but it is the most uninhibited review of a bottle that you're gonna get. Like
this is 5 Sip Friday times 2 every single day.
I mean, I do like when I do the tournament, I'm like, I do try to like pick out things that are appropriate to like say like these are the flavors and this is the experience or whatever. And I'm not gonna like, except for the one time, the one day.
That one day that everybody's well aware of. Was that day 5? I think it was day 5.
I don't know.
If you haven't seen that day, go back and watch.
Yeah, except for that one. I like try to be like as nice as possible, even when I'm not super stoked. There were a couple bottles that
people were generous enough to give us 10 ounces of whiskey times 32. You don't insult anything.
Yeah.
You try to find the best parts of everything because obviously they were submitted for a reason.
Right. So I picked my bottle, by the way, if you didn't see it just hanging out here in front of me.
You too, huh?
Wait, what did you? Is that what you picked?
That's what I'm picking too. Yeah.
Oh, this was my favorite. I did the lineup.
That's my favorite. The Brothers Bond cask strength bourbon is right behind it. Let's be very clear. I really enjoyed all 3 of these whiskeys tonight. These were all very satisfying whiskeys. I think that's my takeaway is that these were satisfying. We don't always get that when we're tasting through a flight.
Yeah.
Very nice whiskeys, lots of sweetness, lots of spice, big flavors here. So I think that is the thing that we can take away from this tasting.
Yeah.
Huge flavors and enormous finishes on all 3 of these. I liked them all. I can't complain about any of them. But that still Austin blue corn bourbon bottled in bond. There's something a little special going on there. That's a good whiskey.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that one came out because as I was drinking through them, I go, "Ooh, I liked that other one way better. The first one way better than the second one, and all this kind of stuff." Bourbon. And then when I put it side by side, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is the one I like."
Yeah, I fully agree. Can't say that I disliked any one of these because I really enjoyed them. That first glass tonight, that high rye bourbon, that nose continues to open up. That's very nice. Well, there you showing off her striped pants.
Our friend said, like, "Oh my God, look at her! She's got striped pants." I was like, "Yes,
she totally does." Again, thank you to Still Austin and Brothers Bond for fantastic whiskeys. Thank you to all of you for joining us tonight. Thanks for having a whiskey with me here.
Yeah, thank you. This was
fantastic. Join the Bourbon Van tomorrow for day 14 of the Advent tournament. I don't remember which day it is, but I hope it's a fun one.
There's 0% chance that your brackets are intact. We always say, we hope your bracket's intact. And we know to that point that it's not.
Well, we couldn't have guessed this stuff, so we don't know how you could, honestly.
Yeah.
Big thank you to everybody that filled out those brackets, though. Huge thank you, as always, to Bull Run, our sponsor for the Advent tournament, for being fantastic. If you haven't gotten your Bull Run single barrel yet, there's fewer than 3 cases left. Go get it at sharedpour.com/collections/the Bourbon Van, or go to thebourbonvan.com and click single barrels from the menu. It'll take you right there so you can see everything that we've got available. And that's it, right?
Yeah, I'm impressed by that. And then also like that you have that in your stored in your memory bank. And also I'm not gonna shy away from telling you that you will not be disappointed with the Bull Run pay.
It's delicious.
I'm not just saying that because of the sponsor and we picked it. I'm tripling down on that. We have backup bottles because we've already drank through 1.5 of them in a month.
If you don't buy your single barrel pick of Bull Run before the end of the year, you're gonna be out of luck because Julie's gonna buy the rest of them.
Yeah. Anyway. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining. We'll see. I say we'll see you next week because we're trying to do one a week during the Advent tournament.
We don't know what night it's going to be yet. Maybe it'll be a daytime. Maybe it'll be at noon.
It will not be at noon, but it will. I don't remember. I think Thursday still works, and that's usually our day. Matching Drum is on. I'm pleasantly.
He's on tonight. He's on right now.
I know. I'm pleasantly surprised that so many of you hung on while he was on. So thank you for joining us.
From wherever we are
to wherever you are.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.